Hi, Emily. My name is Kelly,
Hey,
and
Kelly.
I'm from the Recreation Therapy Department. Today, I just have a few questions for you, if you wouldn't mind asking. So what we do in recreation therapy is we work on some of the same goals as your PT and OT, but we take more of a leisure-based approach. So if you wouldn't mind just answering a few of these questions.
Sure.
Okay. Um, the first set of questions are going to do with your physical ability right now. And I know you had your injury about a month ago. So my first question is, name one physical barrier that you would like to overcome while you're here in therapy.
Well, I was pretty healthy before I had my injury, so I think I am still in relatively good shape. The only thing I'd maybe like to improve is upper body strength,
Okay.
since that's really all I have left now.
Okay.
I can't really use my legs, so.
Okay. My next question for you is, what do you think is your greatest strength and your greatest weakness right now when it comes to your physical fitness?
Well, before I was a runner, and my husband and I used to compete in a lot of different triathlons and marathons. So my cardiovascular health is pretty good, I would
Good
say.
for you.
I don't know how much that really applies anymore. I'm still trying to work all of that out, but I would say my cardiovascular health is pretty.
Okay, I think that's great. And then what would you say is your biggest weakness right now? I know you said your cardiovascular is doing really well,
Well, my
and you
biggest
said your
weakness
upper
now,
body.
physically, you're asking?
Yes.
I think, well, the obvious answer is just my legs. I can't use
Right.
my legs at all.
Can you think of anything like? I mean, you said your upper body. Would you say it's weak, or you just would like to increase your strength?
I would like to increase it. I don't know if I would say, I think it's average,
Okay.
but obviously now I need it a lot more than I used to need it.
Okay.
So maybe increase it so I can do even more activities like I used to.
Okay. My next question is for you is, on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being the least and 5 being the most, how confident do you feel using a wheelchair without any assistance?
Without any assistance? Well, my accident only happened about a month ago, so I've only been in a chair a month. Before my accident, I have never had any exposure to any type of wheelchair.
Okay.
I've seen people in them, but I never had to use any.
Right.
So I'm really still getting adjusted, so I'd say maybe 2.
Okay. Take some time getting used to. And then my next question is, did you participate in any physical related activities prior to your injury? I know you said the marathons. Did you do any, swimming or dance, anything like that?
Well, we used to do triathlons, so a lot of biking, a lot of swimming, and a lot of running. My husband and I just love being outdoors, so any activity outdoors.
Do you do any like fishing or stuff like that?
I'm
like
not
canoeing?
a big fisher. I'm an animal lover, so I don't really like to fish.
Okay. My next set of questions are they deal with you emotionally. So like I said before, if you feel uncomfortable, just let me know. This question's kind of like this. It's just like the scale before. So on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being the least, 5 being the most, how high would you say that your current self-esteem is right now? The level of it.
I would honestly say a 0, because I really feel useless. I had to stop working because of my injury.
What did you do prior to the injury for your work?
I used to be a teacher.
Okay.
And I used to be, down on the floor with the kids. And I just loved my job so much, but right now I can't work in my state. I'm still getting used to it, being in rehab and all. I hope one day I can go back to work, but I just feel really useless. My husband has to help me with virtually everything.
Okay.
Even being in a hospital where there's help all the time. I'm
Right.
really nervous about going back home
Okay.
and how I'm going to adjust to that because I need to learn how to be more independent.
Right. Okay. My next question for you is, have you, well, you kind of know or hit this, but have you noticed any changes in your emotional state since your injury? So
Yeah.
I know you said you feel less independent. Do you feel any anger or anxiety, things like that?
Absolutely. I'm definitely depressed now. Just knowing that I will never make a full recovery and never do the things that I used to love to do. I am angry and I tend to lash out very easily, especially in therapy. If I'm not getting what I would like to get done, I lash out, which I know is not fair, but...
Right. It's really common, and you've been through a lot in the past month, but I'm sure our therapists, me included, are determined to get you back to where you once were. And then my next question is, do you feel that you have a well-rounded support system to satisfy your emotional needs? Friends, family, the doctors, staff?
Well, my husband has gone above and beyond when helping me. He's there anytime I need him to be. He's been wonderful. My parents are old, so they're there for me emotionally, yes, but there's not much physically they can help me with, which right now I think I need the most physical help.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. My next set of questions has to do with your mind and cognitive thoughts, things like that, how you're processing questions, things like that. So just 2 questions about this. I'm sure that you've encountered many problems since your injury. Do you feel that when you're trying to solve a problem, it could be trying to exchange change, when at a restaurant or something like that, do you feel that it's harder for you since the injury, or it's about the same?
I haven't been outside in the quote-unquote real world yet, so it's mostly been problems that have arisen in the hospital.
Okay.
And I just find that there's so many problems.
Would you say more physically or
physically?
Okay.
There's so many problems. I don't have trouble coming up with solutions to them.
Okay.
But it just takes more time because there's so many of
them.
There's so many things that I have to think about now that I never had to think about before.
And then my next question is, do you ever find yourself getting lost or disoriented?
No.
Okay. All right. My next set of questions have to do with you and your social group of friends and whatnot. So right now, would you prefer to work in small, medium, large groups, or individual? And would you say that that's changed since the injury? It remains the same?
Well, right now, I think being around a big group of people helps distract me and helps force me to, become more like my former lifestyle, because before the accident, I was very social and had a large group of friends and loved going out with my friends and my husband's friends. And I think since I've been in the hospital, I've been cramped up in this room all day with only 1 or 2 visitors at a time. So I think I would like to get back into the swing of things.
Okay. And then, have you been able to maintain those past relationships since your injury? I know you said people have been visiting and stuff. Have people been pretty good about, seeing how you are?
I think people have been visiting, but people are busy. They have work, they have their own kids, they have their own jobs, and I also feel like they only want to hear me complain about this, and I don't want to bring them down at all.
Okay. So
I've lost a few friends just because, I tend to, this is the subject that we talk about.
Right.
And so they may not want to deal with that all the time.
I'm sorry to hear that. Okay, I just have 4 more questions for you. These have to do with your leisure interests, what you like to do, when you're out having a good time, having fun. So, my first question for you is, um, what current adaptations do you use that are related to leisure? For example, I know you said you did triathlons. Do you know about adaptive bicycles and things like that?
I've never heard of that.
Okay.
The only thing I have right now is my chair. It's
Okay.
my wheelchair. And it's not a sport wheelchair, it's a lightweight so that I'm able to get around easily. I'm still working figuring out how to use it and working my upper body strength, but I don't have any, that's something I haven't even thought about.
Would you be interested in, adaptive sports or, I don't know, games like, for example, we have adaptive card holders and tables and things like that for people in wheelchairs?
I'm not really a big game person.
Okay.
I'd rather be out and about and being active.
Mm-hmm.
And absolutely, I would love to hear about all the adapted opportunities. I didn't think there were any around here that I could utilize.
Okay, awesome. Going off of that, do you know 2 places in the community where you can participate in leisure?
Now in my chair,
Mm-hmm.
I know there's a community swimming pool, but I can't swim without my legs.
Okay.
So I wouldn't know how to get there
Okay.
and I know there's a YMCA, but the same thing. I don't think they have any machines that deal with people in wheelchairs or anything, so.
Okay. We do have a brochure with different, like I said, adaptive sports and groups and things that you are able to participate in, but I can get further into that after the questions are finished.
Okay.
And then could you list 3 leisure activities that you would be interested in participating in?
Well, I used to love biking a lot,
Mm-hmm.
so maybe some sort of adaptive biking program.
Mm-hmm.
Just being outside, I love kayaking, being on a boat, anything in the water. I really love being in the
Okay.
water. And I also used to love to travel. I love traveling, but I don't know how to go to an airport. I don't know how to get on a plane. I wouldn't know anything about that. So I would love to learn more about that.
Okay. I just have one more question for you. Do you right now have a wheelchair accessible vehicle or know of how to, get around town when in your wheelchair?
We only have a small car.
Okay.
We don't really need 2 cars anymore because I'm unable to drive. I haven't even thought about that.
Okay.
We don't have an accessible chair, and an accessible car. As of now, I guess we would just have to throw the chair in the back seat, and
Okay.
my husband would have to help me in the car.
Okay. Well, those are all my questions for you today. I really look forward to working with you. I hope that we can hopefully get you back out, outside doing the things that you love. I'll be working with you once or twice a week. So if you have any questions, related to your leisure lifestyle, you can just ask me anytime. Okay?
Thank you very
Thank you.
much.